This season was so good. How is it possible to have this many unhappy players? Athletic Bilbao might be the most interesting team to play as in Football Manager. The Spanish club has a unique policy where they only allow footballers from the Basque country to represent them. There are some loopholes to the Basque-only policy. You can fulfill the criteria by training or playing in the Basque country for long enough, and also if you discover you have some Basque ancestors like Laporte. But for the most part, the pool of players Bilbao can call on is incredibly limited, making an FM save with Bilbao a tall order. Los Leones hasn't won La Liga since 1984. So, I donned my pink suit, implemented an aggressive and intense gegenpress tactic, and set about getting to know my team. And you know what? I was pleasantly surprised considering we're a mid-table side. Spain's first choice keeper, an experienced left-footed centre-half, a 20-year-old DM with high potential, and loads of other decent players were at my disposal. Now, Bilbao isn't blessed with stupid money to spend, but the first thing I wanted to do is bring more leadership and legs into the side. And who better than former Bilbao player Ander Herrera? Yeah, he was earning a fat wad at PSG, but he was willing to take a pay cut to play for us after I threw enough money at PSG. Our first match of the season was against Mallorca, and I was in dreamland when Vega played a delicious ball into Sanse just 3 minutes into my managerial career. A few moments later, Sanse floated across to the back post for Williams to head home, and Williams would end the game with a hat-trick, giving us our first 3 points and win of the season. Considering we're a mid-table side, my goal was to challenge for a Champions League spot, and wins against Vigo and Espanyol gave me hope we could genuinely achieve that. The worst half in the history of football followed against Real Betis. As full-time approached, it seemed inevitable that we were about to lose our first points of the season. 4 wins from 4, a perfect start. But we were yet to play a truly strong team yet, and Simeone's shithouse FC was just around the corner. One of my best midfielders, Garcia, clearly didn't want to deal with Atletico as he handed in a transfer request just before the game. Yeah, thanks for that, mate. So I hatched a plan to try and big brain the opposition. I pretended to be interested in signing Griezmann due to his time with Sociedad, and I tried to psych out the enemy with transfer mind games. We're 90 seconds in, and we've conceded. Oh my god. This is going to be a tactical masterstroke. Going to bring on Williams. There we go. Corner. Yes! Oh, the substitution had no impact. Atletico then did us a huge favour and they took points off Real in the same week that Barca dropped points. We swept aside our Basque rivals, Levante, and won a further 2 games before winning our 10th game in a row thanks to VAR and the Vencedor Screamer. And whilst we couldn't stop winning, Barca and Real kept dropping needless points. In our first season, we managed to accidentally walk into a title race. But the matches were taking a huge toll on my limited squad. And against Villarreal, the burnout became too much for my players. Win that? Oh, you didn't win it. No, not Danjuma. No. Win it. Oh, no, he fell over. Give him a yellow card for diving. Give me a yellow card for diving right now. Oh, what? But he went down before we even touched him. Yeah, just reward, you cheating little... Corner comes in, clear it. Oh, that's so bad. Simon, no, why didn't you save it? You didn't even try to do anything. You just stood there like a melon. Marcus was absolutely fuming about the performance. I was fuming about yet another injury and was forced to play a right back at left back for the next few games. There was some salvation. We beat a top 4 challenging Sevilla and Barca lost El Clasico, but I was starting to lose some of the dressing room. As I mentioned before, I was basically running my best players into the ground to get as many points as possible, but it did create a lot of players unhappy at their lack of game time. Not the best timing, guys. We're about to play the biggest game of the season away against Barca. We're still fighting for this title. How's he missed? Oh, Ferran, piss off, mate. No. I know I said time wasting, but this is a bit ridiculous. Oh my god, very defensive. Real Madrid were up next, and usually I'd be pessimistic about facing Madrid. We'd just beaten Barca. We'd only lost 1 game this season. We're definitely going to get something from this game. Right, we're 3-0 down at half-time and my players are quite upset, so naturally I decide to throw my water bottle, tell my players they're pathetic, and... Ooh, that's a lot of red. Red rum! Real Madrid took full advantage of their victory against us by losing to Valencia. We then lost a 2nd game in a row against Getafe, and I decided to play a left-sided winger at left back in the next game for literally no reason at all, which went very well indeed against Valencia. I brought on an actual left back when we were 2-0 down, who obviously got injured almost immediately, but his replacement did play a very lovely low cross to salvage a point. Even after that late drama, my fringe players were still crying at me to get more game time. But then it hit me. The point of a Bilbao save, for the most part, isn't to sign great players. It's to utilise the unbelievable academy and youth setup. I opted to sell off everyone who was complaining so I could replace them with high potential youth players who could still do a job but who'd also be happy to sit on the bench for most of the season. We qualified for the Spanish Super Cup by finishing as Copa del Rey runners-up the season prior, and after knocking Atletico out after extra time, we found ourselves in the final with the chance to enact revenge on Real Madrid, something Mo Salah can only hope to achieve. What have you done, you blithering idiots? I shouldn't have put him on the transfer list. That's a message to me. What a save! Bruh. Simon, why have you dived again though, mate? Come on, Herrera. That's a nice ball. Surely not a second goal. That would be insane. Right, we are going to time waste now, boys. We are time wasting. They missed a penalty, and we scored 2 very low probability goals. We've just won the first trophy of this save in our first season. Yeah, it's only a Super Cup, but we got our revenge on Real after they pumped us 4-1 in the league, and we've won the Spanish Super Cup. After the mass purge of selling upset players, we had enough money to make one more big signing. Our depth in the centre of midfield was weak, so signing Marino from our Basque rival Sociedad made perfect sense. And look at our record over the next few weeks. We're still in command of the title race as we prepare to face Atletico Madrid 3 times in the space of less than a month. And of course, the best way to prepare for such difficult fixtures is to have your best centre-half injured for 3 weeks. Hooray! We beat Sociedad again, drew against Atletico in the first leg of the Spanish Cup semi-finals, beat Atletico in the league, but Simon forgot who he was playing for in the second leg. What are you doing, Simon? Suarez doesn't play for us. The domestic treble dream, which I'd never even contemplated, was now dead, and a loss in our next league game didn't improve my mood. At the business end of the season, with just 9 games remaining, we were somehow still 3 points ahead of second place Barca with a game in hand. But the more I looked at the fixtures, the more worried I became, and we started that awful run in the worst possible way against Villarreal. The diving rat Danjuma scored inside 15 minutes. In the second half, Danjuma caught my right back cold as he lofted a dirty chip over Simon to equalise for Villarreal. A moment of madness from one of the players I promoted from the academy, and Villarreal made no mistake from the spot. I brought on Williams for Williams in an effort to save the game, but Villarreal scored yet again. The substitute Williams played a delightful ball to Garcia, who buried another goal in the 89th minute, but it was too little too late, and the good evening merchants Villarreal had done the double of a title-chasing Bilbao.
Good evening.
A crucial win against Betis followed, but Barca won El Clasico, confirming Real Madrid's departure from the title race, and disastrous news followed as Munain, my first choice left winger and best player, picked up an injury. The only thing that was piling up more than our injuries and suspensions was the pressure Barcelona was putting on us. Inaki Williams decided that pressure was too much and wanted a rest from the next game. What was probably the game of the season followed as we somehow beat Sevilla with 10 men. Come on, Garcia. Yes! 20th goal of the season. Up next, it was the biggest game of the season against our title rivals Barcelona. But Barcelona capitulated and somehow we beat them 3-1.
Now that's a lot of damage!
Despite that, we still had to take on Valencia and Real Madrid. But it was actually Alaves who dealt our first defeat in the title run-in. For the 3rd time this season, we had to play Real Madrid. I opted to give another academy player a start, Serrano, partly because I like his name because I love Serrano ham, and he did absolute bits in the second half especially, but his impressive performance was overshadowed by what has to be our goal of the season. What? Winning by 4 goals was huge for the goal difference as well. With just 3 games left in the season, Valencia were out of the title race. We were 5 points clear. With just 3 games to go, there's absolutely no way we bottled the title from this point. Oh. We lost at home to Getafe. Well, that's okay, as long as we win against Valencia. And what was worse was Barca didn't drop any points. Going into the final game of the season, Barca were on the same points as us, but they had a superior goal difference of 5. I tried to motivate my players as best as I could, but in my heart, I knew the title was lost. I went very attacking, shouted encouragement to my players, and prayed that Celta Vigo could save our season. Oh. They've already conceded. We were able to score 2 early goals, but Vallecano got 1 back, and the news at Celta Vigo was disastrous. But the title race wasn't over. Garcia scored his 27th goal of the season, and Nolito had bagged a goal against Barca, meaning we only had to score 6 more goals in 25 minutes to win the league and deny Barca. But it wasn't to be. The highlights dried up, and Barca won their game 5-2. We were unable to match Barca's goal difference. And whilst our efforts over the season had been valiant, unexpected, a true underdog story, we'd ultimately fallen the final hurdle. I can't believe we've lost the title on the last day of the season on goal difference. We didn't get the result we wanted. I'll say it anyway, but we didn't get nearly... I had no idea that La Liga uses head-to-head over goal difference. I assumed it was the same rules in the Premier League. Oh, but thankfully, even with an inferior goal difference, because we beat Barca twice this season, Bilbao are crowned champions of Spain. For whatever reason, we didn't get a trophy celebration, but who cares? We've won the league. Thinking back, I nearly threw the title away by keeping the side in very attacking when we were only 2-1 up because I thought we had to score so many goals, but it doesn't matter. Bilbao are massive. Bilbao are champions of Spain, and we won the title in the most dramatic of circumstances. Against all the odds, against the two Spanish giants, with a limited pool of players to choose from and an emphasis on utilising academy players. We've somehow done it. This is only my second ever FM save, by the way, so I'm ecstatic about that achievement. Do make sure to join me on Twitch for my football streams, including FM. Link is in the description. It's just LNobbins over on Twitch. But yeah, with our squad being so young, the future looks bright. Champions League, anyone?